We are recording on all the devices. Clap, 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 clap. That's creepy. Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Nerd News with us.
Because we love you.
I don't love you.
There's gotta be a dichotomy somewhere.
What happened in video game news today, Luke?
You mean over the week?
No, just today.
I have no clue.
You fucking
Because we collect things from over the week. And over the week, the video game Paladins from High Res Studios has been announced and is currently going into closed alpha soon, I think. That's already been developed pretty far. And it mixes first-person shooter with a MOBA design and a card game all in one. And apparently the card game aspect is for when you level up. You get a deck that shuffles and then gives you 3 cards, and you pick which card you want for your new ability. So it's an interesting concept. And that's all we have on that. Below is a description. Like, everything will have a description below for further articles. Also, BattleTech. Apparently, harebrained schemes reached their goal to developing a new turn-based BattleTech game.
Woo! Turn-based giant fighting robots.
After a successful Kickstarter, where they reached over double of their $250K goal. So now they're reaching for $2.5 million towards funding creating a full story campaign, a career mode, and a PvP mode. All for the game, but they're already developing the rest of the game.
So what was the game going to be without all? Because what you just
Stuff.
described is a game.
I know.
Without all that stuff, what you have is not a game.
I know, but that's apparently their
What
goal
you
to start
have
developing. So they've started
A
developing
card
now.
game.
Yeah.
Although a single player only card game,
Yeah.
which is the worst kind. Looking at you, Pokemon, the trading card game, Game Boy game. Although I think that had multiplayer.
Yeah, you could PvP with a link.
Yeah.
Also, First Wonder in a new Kickstarter. Also, more Kickstarters, because that's how people do things nowadays.
Wow.
Rogue Rocket, a company I've never heard of, is developing apparently the spiritual successor to Giant Citizen Kabuto, which, for those who don't know, was a really fun RTX mixed with first-person shooter aspect. You played this little dude who could fly around on a jetpack, and then you could take over giants and beat each other down. It was pretty fun. Pretty. And their current goal for funding is $500,000, and you can go and start funding them.
Or not.
Pretty much, or not. If you're not interested in that game whatsoever. Also, Star Wars Battlefront is apparently running a beta on the 8th and 12th of this month.
Is it an open beta?
I'm not sure, but you can go and sign up for it.
Well, then it's
Try and get into
probably
it.
not an open beta.
Probably.
When does that game come out?
I don't know when that comes out either. Think November. We had a list that showed when it came out last week, and I don't even remember when it came out because I don't care. Until I hear what it's like once it comes out. I don't care.
Even then, you couldn't play it.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Sure. Also, in video game news, we have WildStar.
WildStar!
Which recently went on to free-to-play, and we've been talking about it on the show. Apparently, so many people signed up to play the free-to-play that it's been getting serious lag on servers they do have. So, on Thursday of this week, they launched 4 new mega servers for people to go play on to stop the lag. So that's pretty good news for them.
Trying to even out the population amongst servers. Well, it's potentially good news for them.
Potentially.
If nobody spends money on the game, then they're screwed.
Because they're going to be shutting down servers in a year or two anyway.
Yeah. Oh, we can't afford these 4 new servers that we got.
Yeah.
Shut them down.
Indeed. Then, also in video game news, something that we've been talking about.
Arkham Knight.
Good news and bad news. Good news
Mostly
is...
bad.
Yep. Good news is the relaunch for it is happening at the end of October.
Yep.
The bad news is they have yet to release if there's going to be any compensation towards players who already own the game.
Because fuck you, you bought the game, you fucked.
Yes. But they are, with their relaunch, having
Gonna shit on it.
Actually, no. They're going to have a lot of huge patches for everything, fixing a bunch of things that haven't even been fixed on the console yet. All for PC. So you're getting a way better game, but no compensation if you already own it so far.
6 months late.
Yep. And our last two stories, we have Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. They
Down the middle.
They dropped their pre-order scheme, which for those of you who don't know was really stupid.
Yes. It was a tier system. You had to get a certain number of pre-orders to get to different tiers.
Yep.
But they didn't tell you how many you needed,
Nope.
for one. So no matter what the actual numbers were, if they would have gone with the system, people were going to say, oh, it's fucking rigged, you idiots, fuck you. But now they got rid of it, and instead they're just going to give all of that crap, which is what they should have done in the first place.
Exactly.
For a day one edition.
And their explanation towards doing it the way they were trying to do it was to combat regional rewards by just having it unlock stuff, which makes no sense to me.
It's bullshit. The reason they wanted to do that was
to make
greed.
more money. Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. Somebody at Squeenix?
Yeah, I think it's Square Enix.
Yeah, Squeenix. Someone at Squeenix is like,
EDS.
I need more money.
Yeah.
My yacht needs a service.
Servicing yachts. Got it.
My Japanese yacht.
Then also, we
From
have
Palmer Johnson's
Mighty Number 9,
The Art Dealer.
the spiritual successor to Mega Man, is launching on February 9th. And for those of you who are kickstarting and backing it, you have a free demo waiting for you.
Yep.
And that's what we have in video game news.
Let us know how that is.
Yep. Anything you want to talk about? Further? Discuss? Words?
Well, just if it's an open beta, that'd be pretty cool for Battlefront.
Yeah.
Because then I could actually check the game out before I buy it. Because I'm not buying it if I can't play it ahead of time.
Yeah. And the 8th and 12th would be next weekend, I think.
Yes. Because Tuesday is the 6th.
Yeah. So look into it. They have on their official site, they've launched that now, I think, too. So you can go to their official site to try and sign up, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like. So
Either that or it'll just be on the various stores for free. That's what they did for Battlefield 4 and
Okay.
Battlefield 3. And
so like if you're already like access to whatever they use.
well, if it's like the other stuff, it'll just be on Origin and,
Okay.
and
Yeah, so I was about to say
Xbox
Origin,
and
but I couldn't
PlayStation.
remember if it was Origin.
yeah, EA. All their stuff is only on Origin. Because money, fuckers. Fuck you, I don't give a fuck about your computer. So much malware on it from fucking EA. Fucking dickheads. What about you? Anything popping off in your brain?
For me, I'm interested in First Wonder, just because I love the game Giant Citizen Kabuto when I originally had it. Didn't play too much, so I didn't have a good internet connection. So
That's what they all say.
So the PvP...
When was this?
This was back when I still had a dial-up.
Well, when was that?
Like
How old
early
is that game?
2000s.
Well, everybody had dial-up back in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
I played AVP on a shitty computer. It was a slideshow. And I still played it online.
I still did too. But I mean, like for Giant Citizen Kabuto, I couldn't even like connect to games.
Oh, that sucks.
So I just couldn't play it online. But I could play the little bit of single player they had, which was very minimal. It was more like a tutorial type thing. Where you went back and forth and did a bunch of stuff. And it was a fun game for what I did play. And I did go over to a friend's house who had a better internet and had the game.
You should play it now. See if there's anybody playing it.
I'd have to get the game first.
So get it.
Maybe. If I can find it.
So in movie news this week, Idris Elba's talking shit about Star Trek, saying he's fucking awesome, saying his supervillain is groundbreaking.
Yep.
So he's at least as good as Superman. Because he breaks the ground.
Or the Hulk.
Fuck the Hulk.
World Breaker Hulk.
Except for Dark Buffalo. He's cool. That's a Hulk. And also, speaking of the Hulk, Kevin Feige...
Nice segue.
Yeah, getting good. Kevin Feige was having some Q&As with IGN and a bunch of people shot off a bunch of articles about it. Apparently they had an alternate script ready for Spider-Man in the Civil War.
Yep, if the deal went through.
Yep. And which is good to hear that they were thinking about it ahead of time.
Yep.
Which means it should be relatively well thought out.
Yep.
Hopefully. And also that Civil War is actually the completion of the trilogy for Captain America, which isn't news. We knew that.
That was pretty much expected. But there's a lot of people who didn't expect it to be that. They thought
it says Captain America Civil War.
Exactly.
I mean, he's in the name. It's his movie. Which also tells you that he's going to be the right one in the Civil War. I mean,
or even if he's not, that would be unexpected too.
But they won't do that because they want to make money. They don't want to make a compelling story.
Well, it is Marvel. They have been trying to make compelling stories.
If they wanted to make a compelling story, they'd have a compelling villain.
True. Civil War's not gonna. The villain's gonna be them.
The villain's gonna be Iron Man, so it's gonna be the most compelling villain.
And if you don't agree, well, it's Iron Man, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, those
He's always
movies
right.
made the most.
Iron Man's always right.
Because he made the most money.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Guardians. No, probably Iron Man.
Yeah.
Maybe, Avengers, but that doesn't count because he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's going to be a Goonies sequel. Goonies Squad. No, sequel. Goonies sequel. Never saw Goonies.
Just jumped right into that one.
There's going to be a Goonies sequel.
Yep.
That's all you need. And there's going to be a Kingsman sequel, which also isn't a surprise.
No.
And they're going to be filming, well, hopefully they plan on filming
sometime next year.
So it will be out 2017 probably.
Mm-hmm. Most likely.
Unless they film, late 2016.
Yeah.
But they're not planning on it. So planning on April.
Probably.
Well, that's what they're planning on. And Mass Effect is getting its amusement park treatment.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a interactive movie experience where you sit in a chair and things come at you or something. I don't know.
Yeah. They said they're going to have holograms, apparently. So, yeah.
I want... this is actually cool and I want to go there, but at the door, I demand a Shepard VI. That has your face.
That would be awesome.
But as Shepard, and it says all the dumb, corny shit that the Shepard VI says in the game. And I want it to be a hologram
awesome.
right at the door. And then as you enter, it should say, "I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite amusement park ride on the Citadel."
That would be brilliant.
Gotta do it. And also money now. Not for free.
Also in movie news, Revenant, the trailer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because I don't give a fuck.
And it's the next film by the Oscar award-winning director.
What's his name?
I don't know his name. It's hard to pronounce.
It'll be right there.
Yep. Yeah, he directed Birdman, and his new installment has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and Tom Hardy. Looks pretty good. So,
No, it doesn't.
what jumps out at you to discuss?
Mass Effect.
Yep.
Because Mass Effect's awesome. That's at the...
It said California.
Yeah.
So some of you
Can't remember anymore, but
Yeah.
I want to go to it when it's done. Because that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
What would be really cool is if they had stuff from Andromeda in it. Like, just before... If it comes out just before Andromeda does.
Oh, yeah.
Like a sneak peek kind of deal into Andromeda. That'd be pretty cool.
Or if it's like something
Tie
that
it into...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I'm not sure. In the article, I read it really quickly. I didn't see them saying what it's going to be about.
Yeah, they
know.
just say that you're going to be fighting something.
Yeah.
There's going to be enemies somewhere, but they do not say the Reapers.
Experience. Yeah.
They don't say anything. And we don't know who the enemy is going to be in Andromeda, although they make Reaper-esque sounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's just BioWare
Yeah.
thinking the future makes sounds.
Because they've watched too much Transformers.
And Inception.
Yep. Bomb! So, yeah.
Bomb!
Cheap humor.
Bomb!
It sometimes works. Oh.
What about you?
For me, it's kind of the Goonies sequel, strangely enough. Because it was just... Sean Astin was asked as like a warm-up to a Wizard World Comic-Con thing. And if
Like,
it was
Goonies
coming...
sequel.
Yeah, and he's just kind of said it's not a matter of when... Or, I mean, a matter of if it's going to happen.
It's not a matter of if.
It's a matter of when. And he's basically on board to do it. And is surprised of how fans still love the movie 30 years later.
Well,
that still has a following.
Well,
of people.
yeah, they can't get out of the couch. They can't get off the couch anymore. So they have to watch the movie because they're so old. That's not nice. They're only like 40, 50. 60.
Well, it's like even younger people like the movie because
I've
their
never
parents
seen
hand
it,
down.
so I can't honestly say anything about it.
And I think my favorite pitch for them making a sequel is following up with the characters from the Goonies as adults now, and their kids going on an adventure.
You would think they
That
would
be
have
interesting.
to.
Yeah. And that would be a much more interesting telling of a story rather than just rebooting or doing something else.
Yeah, I don't think it would work again, like the same story. Because first of all, people aren't going to like it because it's not going to be the original movie. And because you can't get the same actors. They would be awesome if they got all of the same actors from the first one and have them play the adults, you know, the parents.
Well, it's like I was going to say, like my favorite pitch is them coming back in their roles as the adults to their kids.
Yeah.
And then because of their tales, the kids go off on an adventure themselves and get in trouble, and then the parents have to go find the
that
kids.
big weird looking guy. That was the Goonies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big skull of that weird looking guy. Just dead. Like, ah. And they poke it with a stick. Because that's that other movie with Will Wheaton in it, isn't it? They find a dead body.
Something.
Stand By Me.
I think so.
I haven't seen that movie either.
Me either. I haven't seen that one. But yeah, so movie news. Tell us the stories you've liked, what you're interested in, what things you're speculating below.
So, television news.
Yep.
Did anything interesting happen in television today? Or this week?
Well,
Which includes today.
well, depending on who you are, will determine whether you find any of this interesting. Flash news came out this week of Carlos Valdez, who plays the character who's going to become probably the Vibe. Yep, that's the character name. Laugh it up.
Good
It's
vibes
hilarious.
to you, my friend.
In the Flash, and it's about how he's connected to everything in a sense. And if you've watched,
Because aren't we all,
and
man?
if you've watched the first season, you kind of know where that's going. If you haven't, watch the last few episodes
No.
if you care.
Oh, okay.
There, preface.
Also, they're making another Walking Dead spinoff.
Yep,
They're spinning off a spinoff.
and it's the exact spin-off that we've
Yep.
covered already.
Zombies on a plane.
Without
Because that
Samuel L.
seems
Jackson.
incredibly interesting to no one.
People who really like zombies, I guess.
Nobody really likes zombies. Who's like, oh man, I wish the zombie apocalypse would happen. That way I could pet all the zombies. Oh, it's a pretty zombie. Oh, it's a pretty Oh, you're so pretty. You're such a good zombie. No. They hate zombies. They want to see them die or be scared of them. Speaking of zombies, I recently watched the first Day of the Dead movie.
Oh,
Day
okay.
of the Living Dead, the 80s one. It's terrible. It's hilariously terrible.
Yep. Night of the Living Dead. I prefer
No.
that one.
Well, yeah, that one's good too. That I saw a long time ago. And Dawn of the Dead, much
Yep.
better than Day of the Dead.
Yep.
But yeah, zombie movie, TV show, TV
Web
show.
series. 16-part web series.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like 10 seconds long each one, Because what the fuck do you do with zombies on a plane? Eventually, they
They
either
shamble
they
and
either
kill things.
kill the zombie, or they all become zombies. Neither one's interesting because they're all gonna die when the plane crashes anyway.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of terrible ideas, they're also gonna be making a Watchmen TV show. Actually, they met with HBO to make a Watchmen series.
Quite possibly. It's a rumor.
So there's gonna be more CGI penis on HBO, if this happens. Because they can do that on HBO.
Yep.
So if you liked the TV show or the movie, which should have been a TV show, it was about as long as a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that joke again when you're not coughing. It was about as long as a TV show, like a whole season, not just an episode.
Yeah.
Long dumb movie. Yeah, that might be happening on HBO.
Yep. And also, Con Men. Nathan Fillion and Alan Tudyk's comedy series has finally dropped a new trailer and has released, I think, the first 4 or 6 episodes on Vimeo.
Vimeo on demand.
Yeah. What he said. I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm excited to check it out.
Do you have
looks
Vimeo
hilarious.
on demand?
I do not. But I'll find a way.
Vimeo is slow as balls on my computer, which
It's-
is not a slow computer.
It slows balls on a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why.
No.
So yeah, when that comes out on whatever it's actually going to come out on, I'll probably check it out. I like both of those people,
Yep.
and I think they're funny together and apart.
Yep.
So what jumps out at you, Lucas?
Well, now that we've been talking since before the show started and during the show, actually, Watchmen TV series,
Why?
because it would be so much better as a TV series. I could see it
Do
working
you think
really
they're
well.
going to do a reboot or take off from like the beginning of or the end of the movie?
I think they'll have to do a reboot. I don't think it's going to be taking off from the movie
So you think they're just going to retell the same story?
to an extent, only do a much better job of it.
Well, that's not hard. Actually,
Because it'll make more sense in a TV format than in the movie format, where you're like giving you these little tidbits of each character, trying to get you attached to them without ever getting attached to any of them.
was the comic book, I don't really read comic books much, was it just a singular graphic novel? Or was it an
not even
actual series of comics?
I'm
Let
not
us
sure.
know in the comments below, because when I grew up, I did not have access to comic books,
Yeah.
really.
Me either.
So, let us know
Like, because
down below.
yeah, especially with saying now they do things like omnibuses, where they just take all of the comics and put them together.
Omnibuses.
Yeah, and then
His words are good.
and so like even like with a regular graphic novel, sometimes it would come out in sequences. Because like The Dark Knight was considered a graphic novel, but that originally I think came out in like some installments first. So, yep.
This one has no idea.
So yeah, tell us stuff below.
Yeah.
What jumped out at you? No.
I had not heard of Con
Oh, okay.
Man until today.
Gotcha.
So, but I like them. They're good. They were good in Firefly.
So do you even know what it's about?
I know it's about a con man.
Well, actually, it's about a guy from a science fiction show played by Alan Tudyk, who's going around to different like cons, like Comic Cons and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
he's
his
the
adventures.
man at cons. A con man.
Yep. So it's a nice little play on words there.
So yeah, it's also very, very well casted because he is one of those people.
He is. Yeah.
Although he's been in other things as well as Firefly.
He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like he's very prolific if people don't realize it.
Yeah, you generally don't because you don't necessarily think of him. Because a lot of times he's more of the secondary or tertiary characters.
Yeah, or he's like he plays lots of really good antagonists too.
Yeah.
With that, and it's like always like he'll play a good antagonist in a series. Like I think Dollhouse is the one I'm thinking of, where
Well,
he played the main antagonist.
He was not the main antagonist, so he was just kind of
he was built up
kind of,
as the main antagonist, and he was only in an occasional episode each season.
But also that was a Joss Whedon
But it was
show.
and it was
So of
and
course
he did
he's in it.
and he did an amazing job in it too. So
Well, yes,
Obviously.
he was very good, but he's very
And
good in everything.
he also does a lot of voiceover work too.
Yeah.
And not many people know that he was the voice of Sonny in iRobot, the main robot.
I didn't know that, but
Exactly. Sorry.
So speaking of news, what else happened that did not fit any of these categories?
In miscellaneous news,
That would be what I just said.
we have a bunch of paintings by Thomas Kincaid that somebody photoshopped. A bunch of Star Wars stuff happening in the paintings. It's awesome. The link is below, obviously. Also, we have I fucking love science.
You can just say IFL Science or
Okay.
IFLS.
I know.
Iflis sounds like syphilis.
Brought together a bunch of different memes
Syphilis.
about how much it would cost to become Batman.
Lots.
Lots, indeed. And so they have a bunch of little infographics.
Which is
when you go
good
to the
because he's
page.
rich.
Yep,
Costs more to be Iron Man though.
most likely.
Well, you got like let's just say, for sake of argument,
Okay.
the one Iron Man suit costs $100 million.
True.
That seems awfully cheap to me, but I'm gonna say just $100 million. He has like 300 of them. So it's 300 million. That's $3
True.
billion.
But that's not including like anything else.
Yeah, that's
that he
just
does.
his suits.
Yeah. But yeah, and then also, the Nerdist has some images for the new Moon Knight series coming out in
Yep.
2016. It looked ridiculous.
Hopefully that show will be ridiculous.
Well, that's not even a
It
show.
has to
That's a comic book.
Oh well. It should be a show, you dicks.
Should be.
Just calling everybody a dick.
And then finally, just in neat science news, liquid water flows on Mars.
Sometimes.
Has been the big story this week.
Yeah. It's
So-
not a huge surprise to me,
Yeah.
as they found a bunch of like after effects of water flowing on
Exactly.
Mars. But this opens up potential human colonization of Mars, which was not really a question of if, but when.
Yeah.
But now it seems to be closer because apparently we don't have stoves on Mars yet to heat the water.
Yeah.
But now we don't have to because it's just flowing a little bit. But it also, more importantly, if there's liquid water on the surface, that means there's very possibly liquid water under the surface, which means there could be life still
Yep.
alive on Mars. If there ever was life on Mars,
Exactly.
which there, good chance.
Yep. Because with water comes bacteria, microorganisms, and all that good stuff that creates life.
If you have the right conditions.
Exactly.
What do you think? Do you think there was life on Mars? Because I do. I also think there's life on Europa. Is that the one? I don't know.
Might be. Sounds familiar, so I'm just gonna say it's the one.
That one with the lake underneath it, the ocean. That one. It's fish.
So yeah, I think that's
Alien fish.
the end of the show because we're like
They're gonna be
tapering out
that
here.
big. You're gonna have 3 mouths, 5 dicks, and 16 little spines.
16. Okay.
Yeah. 5 dicks. Arrayed like this. Rah. And
Do an artist rendering of what he just described and post it below.
that would be awesome, and I would pay you all the monies.
But yeah, that's it
If
for
it's
the show.
good. Yep.
So remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and follow us.
All of it.
All of it.
Or part of it. But hopefully not none of it.
Yep.
And come back next week.
Exactly.
Where we'll have more stuff. And maybe even more news.
Is what we do even called news?
No.
No.
No, it's...
We just kind of throw stuff at you and then talk about it. And we hope you like
I
it.
hit you in the face with that news, bitch. What you gonna do? You gonna cry, little baby? Huh? You gonna cry? You gonna cry? It's too expensive to be Batman.